Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Agenda for council meeting, 917th regular meeting of council, December 21st, 2020, 7 p.m. Any additions to the agenda?
There is one addition, Christmas lights contest under new business.
Okay. Disclosure of interest? None? No presentations? None? Minutes of previous council meeting. Monday, December 7th, 2020. Any errors or omissions?
I'd like to point out that there's an entry about Wendy Landry being the mayor of Dorian. Should have been junior. Minor error.
Okay. Okay, bylaws.
Okay, so we have bylaw 2020-1222, being a bylaw to appoint a member of council as mayor. Whereas the mayor of the Township of Red Rock has resigned from office in accordance with section 260, section 1 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, effective November 13th, 2020. And whereas section 263, section 1 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended provides that a municipality may fill a vacancy by appointing a person who has consented to accept the office if appointed. Now, therefore, the Council of the Township of Red Rock enacts as follows. 1. Darkese Robinson is hereby appointed Mayor of the Township of Red Rock for the remaining term of council. This bylaw shall be enforced and take effect on date of final passing. Read a first and second time this 21st day of December 2020, and read a third time and finally passed this 21st day of December 2020 with a seal attached hereto. Moved by Sarah Parks, seconded by Gord Muir. Be it resolved that a bylaw be introduced, being a bylaw to appoint Darkese Robinson as mayor, be read a first and second time, numbered 2020-1222. Moved by Sarah Parks, seconded by Gord Muir. Be it resolved that a bylaw be introduced, being a bylaw to appoint Darkese Robinson as mayor, be read a third time and finally passed, numbered 2020-1222, and the seal of the municipality placed thereon. That's time for the oath of allegiance.
I, Darkese Robinson, being appointed to the office of mayor in the municipality of the Township of Red Rock, do swear that I will faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty the Queen Second. I, Darkese Robinson, do solemnly promise to declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially, to the best of my knowledge and ability, execute the office of mayor, to which I will be appointed in this municipality. That I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or malversation or any other undue execution of such office. And that I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, as required by and in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. Right? And I make the solemn declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, perhaps a point of order. I think we should have accepted the resolution of number 4, the minutes of the past meeting.
Be it resolved that the minutes of the meeting December 7th, 2020, regular meeting of council be approved as presented. In favor? All four. I'll just say put there. Okay, correspondence. Enbridge Regular and Volunteer Grant Program Fund. We are pleased to announce or to enclose a grant check in the sum of $2,000. This generous support is provided by the Enbridge Regular and Volunteer Grant Program Fund. The fund advisors would like to this grant to be applied towards the Red Rock Fire Department Incident Management Incentive. We did discuss this last meeting, and I think it's going to radios. And so thank you very much. Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, the RED program. I'm pleased to announce the next application intake for the Rural Economic Development RED program opened December 11th, 2020 and is available until February 1st, 2021. The program has 2 project categories. Strategic Economic Infrastructure Stream provides up to 30% of in-cost shared funding for minor project capital that advances economic development and investment opportunities. And the second one is Economic Diversification and Competitiveness Stream, provides up to 50% in-cost shared funding for projects that removes barriers to businesses and job growth, attract investments, attract or retain a skilled workforce, strengthen sector and regional partnerships and diversity regional economies. We will be looking into those for sure. Okay, Great Lakes Cruising Coalition. This is a letter of support for the community of Red Rock for a new cruise ship mooring wall. On behalf of the Great Lakes Cruising Coalition and Cruise Ontario, we voice our support for this worthy enterprise. The Great Lakes Cruising Coalition and Cruise Ontario are sister organizations with members bordering the Great Lakes. Their mission is to return Great Lakes cruising to the region and to assist ports and communities to develop their attractiveness for this purpose. The community of Red Rock hosted its first international cruise ship visit in 2009, after which the owners of the vessel and the guests voiced their appreciation for the welcome they received. The community of Red Rock has made an outstanding effort to provide a welcome and interesting cruise program, and their interpretive center supports this venture. The growth of port calls in Red Rock, Ontario would be greatly increased if the community could provide an adequate mooring facility which visiting cruise ships could tie up. This would allow the owners and operators of these vessels to secure their cruise ships to the wall, provide resupply and pump out services, while guests enjoy shore excursions opportunities in and around the community. The Lake Superior North Shore Inside Passage has recently been recognized as a new cruise region for the expedition and adventure segment of the cruise industry. Red Rock possesses an excellent geographical location, protected from Lake Superior weather by St. Ignace Island and midway between Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay. We heartedly support any initiative by Red Rock to provide a mooring wall for visiting cruise ships. So that as well as is being looked into. Municipal levy from MPAC. In support of your fiscal planning during these unprecedented times, this letter is to advise the MPAC Board of Directors has approved the corporation's 2021 budget and with the total municipal levy that remains unchanged from last year. We will continue to work with our municipal partners to find new and efficient ways to provide our service as we begin to emerge from the pandemic and look into the future. The annual 2021 levy amount for your municipality will be approximately $14,338.19, or a 1.23% decrease.
Might I ask, the minus 1.23%, is that what our taxes will be reduced by?
No. This doesn't have any effect on the tax rate, the municipality's tax rate.
The taxes are responded to relative to the values of the community. And here they're saying the value is going to be minus 1.23%.
This is what we pay, I believe, MPAC.
Yeah, this is our fee.
Over the years, so we will have a reduction in our payment to MPAC. It doesn't have anything to do with our assessment. Is what I believe.
It's a lot of figures and a lot of numbers and things that are a little bit confusing.
Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. From the onset of COVID-19, our government knew that the pandemic was going to put a significant strain on Ontario municipalities. That is why we are committed to working with all levels of government to ensure municipalities can continue to deliver the critical services Ontarians rely on. I am pleased to advise that your municipality's allocation is $27,000. This amount is being provided to help your municipality with 2021 COVID-related operating pressures. Allocations for 2021 funding for all 444 municipalities are based on a number of households in the municipality and the proportion of COVID-19 cases occurring in the municipality's public health unit. So I believe initially we got like 56,000 or something like that. So this is an addition to that to help offset some costs. EMS strat plan. So last Monday, strategic plan was presented to City Council in Thunder Bay. EMS is provided. It's run out of the City of Thunder Bay. They are looking at amalgamating the Red Rock Nipigon Station, Scriber Terrace Base Station. So I've been approached by a few community members asking what's Red Rock position. So we have forwarded a few questions on to administration to get some clarification from the city on that. We're not sure if they want to reduce. They might amalgamate the two bases, right? Have one big base, but then reduce it to one car. So right now we currently have two. So we need to find out more information on that.
Madam Mayor, when is the decision to be made on this plan, the strategic plan?
I believe it's January 18th. The city will vote on the strategic plan.
How do they officially receive information from the municipalities? Obviously, Scriber Terrace is concerned. Nipigon Red Rock is concerned. Beardmore must certainly be concerned. How do they receive this information formally and show it to the public?
So in October, the municipalities were presented a briefed report on it. It wasn't completed. So they were kind of informed that this is the way that they look to proceed. More information was provided last Monday at City Council. Other than that, besides municipalities providing feedback and approaching City Council, that's the way we can voice our concerns and find out more information before it's actually passed. Okay, reports of municipal officers. Payment vouchers. Moved by Cams, seconded by Sarah Park. Be it resolved, payments be approved in the amount of 76,791.92. All in favor? 4. Okay, Public Works.
Good evening. Start with water treatment and distribution. QMS DWS update. A visit from Nipigon Drinking Water staff members is expected before the holidays to wrap up the final portion of the internal audit process. 2-inch service line that recently was excavated and reconfigured for use as a bleeder station and a system sampling point at the corner of Stewart and Frost Street was found to be leaking from the curb stop valve the week of November 29th. The site was dug again on December 8th. The old curb stop was removed. The section of water main had to be isolated to complete the repair. This created an adverse water condition for low pressure in the distribution system. The adverse was reported to the medical officer of health and Spills Action Center. Direction was given to put affected households on a temporary boil water until water testing could be completed from the lab. On December 9th, notification was received from the lab, ALS Environmental of Thunder Bay, that one of the samples collected had tested positive for a 2 count of coliforms. This adverse was reported to the medical officer of health and Spills Action as a bacteriological exceedance. No further instruction was given from the health unit as the BWA was still in effect for the affected residents. The source of the adverse was resampled along with 2 other sampling sites. All testing was completed and cleared by December 14th, and the medical officer of health was notified and permission was given to rescind the BWA for the affected homes. So those homes, there was 8 homes all in the one corner of town, and the one apartment complex that was affected. So does everyone understand what happened there? Originally, we had a loss of pressure adverse because we had to isolate the main. So anytime you have an isolation like that, you lose pressure under 20 PSI, you have to report that. So that means we had to sample upstream and downstream of the affected dig, the bleeder station. And there was one household that came back positive for coliforms from that testing. So once it's bacteriological, you have to get 2 sets of cleared samples at that point. So that's what we did. Everything's taken care of. It just took a little bit longer than we anticipated. Drinking water staff have been working with the MOECC inspector that conducted the last inspection for Red Rock drinking water system on October 15th of this year. Some follow-up data and other details have been asked of the staff before the report is released. The inspector hopes to have the report finalized before the Christmas holidays. Automation Now of Thunder Bay visited the water plant on December 14th for a service call. Work to test vacuum switches and chlorinators indicated that both units are failing to provide alarms for out-of-range pressures. The service report has been prepared from Automation Now and be forwarded to Evoqua Water Technologies, where the switches were purchased. These switches were installed from Automation Now about a little over a year ago. And having already failed, I'm not sure how to look at that. Like, these switches are supposed to be designed for the atmosphere that they're in this chlorination room that we have. So I really don't know what to think about that. That's why I asked for a service report so I can approach Evoqua. They're not the manufacturer, but they're the supplier. So I believe the manufacturer is somewhere in the UK. But
Blair, if I may, you
Yeah.
mentioned that those switches were a little over a year old at the best. That's obviously not original equipment. That plant must be, what, 30 years old now?
yeah, this was asked of us from one of our inspections. I believe it was 2018 inspection, that we have these switches in place. Our chlorination system is on a vacuum system, so if there's a leak, you're going to get a high pressure alarm from these switches, and this switch will trigger an alarm and call out an operator to come to the plant to see what the issue is. So it'll save us a lot of hassle in the long run. It'll save us, like, if we're notified in time, it'll save us from creating an adverse water condition, sending out underchlorinated water. So they're pretty important, but they got to work. Where was I? Weekly water samples were collected and sent to ALS laboratory from November 16th to December 18th. No adverse test results were received from any of the regular scheduled sampling. That's apart from the BWA sampling we had to do. Monthly hydrant checks have begun for the winter season from the Public Works Department. Currently, there is one hydrant on our close to 91 Brompton that requires repair. It's currently bagged out and locked out. Water meter readings were done for the month of November. On December 1st, UV sensor verifications were performed at the water treatment plant in November. Standby power was tested at the water plant. Wastewater collection and treatment, repairs to the collector system for one of the wastewater plant clarifiers was completed in November from Public Works. Chlorination of sewage effluent was stopped on November 15th as per plant ECA. And outdoor plant components have been winterized for the season.
Does anyone have any questions? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Merry Christmas to you all.
Bird permit.
Monthly report for the month of November. Training meetings. Training meetings were November 2nd, November 16th, and November 30th. November 2nd, we did obstacle course, search and rescue. 14 members. November 16th, we did ladder training. 12 members. November 30th, we had TC Energy do a presentation. 15 members. Callouts for November was November 28th to 6/28 and 11/17, MVA vehicle and ditch. Total calls to date is 21. Nothing to report for special training or fire prevention or public relation. Personal regular department strength 26, present strength of 25, which includes 2 comm desk operators, fire prevention officer, 3 junior firefighters, and a CEMC. CFO activities, mail, email, phone calls, vehicle equipment, and hall maintenance. Weekly updates to the OFM regarding PPE and department strength and supplies, organizing the files in the office, continue to build training props for the department, updated the OPGs for the fire department to meet the NFPA guidelines, reviewed members' training records, and discussed with them what courses will need to be completed online.
Thank you. Thank you for responding to the MVC on the road, since that was my child that spun out, went in the ditch. So greatly appreciate your service. Do you want to just mention the piece of equipment you just bought?
So we ended up purchasing a Sani sprayer. So the Sani sprayer is will fight all the viruses and stuff, and it's for sterilizing all the equipment. So with that, we purchased the liquids or the fluids for the trucks, the equipment. We also got the fluids for inside the hall. You can clean dishes with it. You can clean everything. We got everything, all the fluids and stuff like that to take care of all and disinfect all kinds of materials and products and equipment and stuff. So I haven't seen it yet. I think it was shipped out, so I'm just waiting for delivery. It might have gone to the Gazette in Nipigon because some of the stuff has been getting dropped off there instead of being delivered to businesses over this crazy holiday. But
is there any training involved with that?
There will be training. Unfortunately, they're supposed to send somebody for training, but with that being said, they're out of Manitoba, so I'm gonna have to do a online training course, probably a couple times just to get it down pat before I train everybody in it how to use it. So,
Ryan, this piece of equipment is versatile. You can use it in your fire department. You can use it throughout all the.
Yeah, it's portable. It's a portable. Yeah, it's battery operated. It's not like the machines, the big machines. So we got batteries and everything with it too.
Is this the type of thing that we see when they go like in airplanes and they spray the seats and the cabin?
It'll be similar to that, yes.
The other thing I was wanting to know, you heard about the $2,000 that was given by a foundation.
Yeah.
That was for radios.
Yeah, 2 radios. Yeah.
Does that help your radios to be up to date, or?
We're getting there. We're good now. As long as we don't have any more issues with radios breaking and stuff like that. I know over time the batteries do fail, but right now we've got, I think, 7 working radios. One actually might have misplaced one at the call last weekend, but I still have to check a couple spots in the truck. But other than that, we're pretty good right now with the radios.
That $2,000 will get you 2 radios. Will that bring you up to what you require for your force?
Right now we should be running 8 radios, but I'm fine with 7. It's no big deal because I've set up a base in the back of the van where I have a mounted radio back there, so I won't need a radio unless I go to the thing. But all the people on the front line will have a radio, so there's enough to keep the teams provided with communication.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Reports of committees, Red Rock Library. So this meeting was November 10th, 2020. Arising from business arising. The CEO reordered the existing 3 databases by the library currently offers, eliminating Ancestry membership due to low usage, and adding this upcoming year, a reader's advisory database named Novelist. The CEO presented the board a chart outlining the cost of the database purchases for 2021. The CEO presented a Nipigon, Dorian, Red Rock Public Library draft reciprocal agreement for the three libraries. An agreement with revisions made will be brought to the next board meeting. So you would be able to go to Nipigon and use their library. And I think they're just looking out the card system, the numbering system and stuff like that. Checks numbered 173 to 177 in the amount of $15,746 was approved for payment. The librarian gave an update to the board. The board discussed reopening the library to the public in 2021. The board decided to continue with the curbside service as it's working quite well. We want to make sure that our staff is safe and that the community is safe. So we're going to continue that for, until the new year. We are drafting a phase 2 and phase 3 reopening plan, and that will be coming to the next meeting. The library closes traditionally for 2 weeks over the Christmas holidays. So it'll be December 24th. I wrote it down here somewhere. And back to curbside service January 4th. And that was it. Okay, unfinished business, filling of council vacancy. Okay, section 259(1), vacant seat. The office of a member of council of the municipality becomes vacant if the member is appointed or elected to fill any vacancy in the office of on that same council. Section 260, section 1, okay, filling of vacancies. If a vacancy occurs in the office of a member of council, the municipality shall, subject to this section, fill the vacancy by appointing a person who has consented to accept the office if appointed, or require a by-election to be held to fill the vacancy in accordance with section 65 under the Municipal Elections Act 1996. Section 263(5), rules applying to fill vacancies. The following rules apply to filling vacancies. Within 60 days after the day of declaration, a vacancy is made with respect to the vacancy under section 262. The municipality shall appoint a person to fill the vacancy under subsection 1 to 4, or pass a bylaw requiring a by-election to be held to fill the vacancy under subsection 1. Despite paragraph 1, if a court declares an office to be vacant, the council shall act under subsection 1 or 4 within 60 days after the day the court makes the declaration. Section 264, term. A person appointed or elected to fill the vacancy under subsection 263 shall hold the office for the remainder of the term of the person he or she replaces. Okay, so council has a decision to make. So somebody wants to start?
I think I spoke on it the last council meeting. I think in order to be transparent, I think that we should offer the council position, the vacancy, to the next person that ran for council the last term. The vote wasn't successful. Like, we filled Cam's position.
Can I ask a question? The actual date of the vacancy, is it as of today since you've been voted in, or was it December the 9th?
It was a previous council meeting. It was when the seat was declared open.
How does everyone else feel?
Well, at this, I mean, with regards to what's come to light, that's now been about over 2 years ago at this point. I think it's time maybe to take some applications and give some other people a chance to come in and look and see if we can get some new ideas on the table with the new light of the stage report. Got some tough decisions to make, and some new ideas I think would be very much welcome.
I agree with Councillor Muir. Also,
Why don't you get on council?
also, I'd like to.
Excuse me,
point out-
excuse me, excuse
I'd like
me.
to point
Did
out,
you get
No,
Susan?
I'd
no.
like to point out,
Were you next to
Cam?
Susan, Cam?
I'd like to point out that
No.
this council is not necessarily interested in going for a bylaw election.
Okay, we're going to conduct the meeting in proper fashion. Okay? No one in the gallery is allowed to speak. We all know that. People should know that, right? We know the code of conduct, so please. Anything else, Cam?
That's it.
Well, I disagree. I feel in order to be transparent, we need to fill the position the same way we filled the last position.
Okay. So I'm in favor of an expression of interest from community members. I believe we should receive, if you want to call it applications, I'm saying expression of interest. Write something up about yourself, ideas about the community, moving Red Rock forward. That's how I'm voting. So if we need,
Okay, so is it just?
excuse me,
Is it
excuse
just
me,
Somebody grow up here. Is it just?
excuse me,
Is it just me? Grow up here. You're the leader.
excuse me.
Is it
You are
just
not
me?
allowed to speak at this
Is
meeting.
it just me, Gordy? Hey?
No,
Is it Gordy? Is it just me? Just tell me.
No.
Be a man. Stand up.
excuse me,
Is it just? me?
excuse me. I'm speaking right now.
Is it Gordon?
You're removed. Please leave.
Is it Gordon?
This meeting will not continue until Mr. Crothers has left.
Is it just me? Unbelievable. Well, guess what? You of all people, how'd you get on? Get up. How'd you get on council?
I believe you were asked to
No,
leave.
now why don't you throw me up, Ken? No, my lawyer will be in touch with all of you, because it's just me. And you're not even man enough to admit it. That's what you are. You're a scumbag. Not even man enough to face me and tell me the truth. Yeah, that's right. Lloyd. Look right here. I'm right here. You're a coward. And my lawyer will be all over you guys. Because this is the last straw.
Okay, so everybody knows the code of conduct when coming to a council meeting. So even if somebody was a previous councillor for 8 years or 10 years, he should have known the proper process. So it's very unfortunate that the member of community, past councillor, decided to act that way. Inappropriate. We don't need this at all. Welcome to my first meeting. Thank you very much. Everybody else can express their concerns of how we want to vote for this vacancy. Okay, so we'll get a resolution in regards to, it would be, appoint a person to fill the vacancy under subsection 1 to 4. So we're going to advertise, expression of interest. I believe January 11th would be a good enough date. Gives people 3 weeks. Yep, nope, that's fine. We'll have something written up on what to submit. When we advertise for it.
No, thank you. I'd like to ask for a recorded vote too.
Okay, yep, that's fine. Moved by Gord, seconded by Can. Be it resolved that whereas Council of the Township, where is? Council of the Township of Red Rock approved to fill the vacant seat of councillor as per section 263(5) -1, appoint a person to fill vacancy under subsection 1 or 4, expression of interest to be submitted in writing by January 11th, 2021 to the clerk's office. All in favor? Against?
No.
Sorry, I got past that. Gord, in favor, yes or no? Cam?
Yes.
I'm putting myself down. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. Okay. Okay, next is the Thunder Bay Regional Health Science Center Foundation Cardiovascular Campaign. So this was brought up last council meeting. So I believe we were all in favor of supporting it. We were just thinking about a donation amount. So has anyone thought about what they would like to?
As mentioned at the last meeting, I'm strongly in favor of this proposal, and I recommend that we do a donation of $5,000 towards this because we all know somebody that has incurred heart problems, cardiovascular problems, and those kind of related issues. $5,000 over 5 years is approximately $2.25 per household per year. I think we can well afford that. We can afford to buy turkeys for council and for
God's
employees.
sake.
I think we can certainly afford to look after our health.
2,500 is what I'm comfortable with.
Compromise. I would compromise between the two prices.
I'm in favor of 2,500 as well.
Okay. Yeah. I can go with that.
2,500, so that's $1.12,
Roughly, yeah.
right? So that's over 5 years, okay? So that's basically 1 cup of coffee per household a year would be donated to this program. And again, this is so they're raising money so you can have your heart surgery in Thunder Bay and not be flown to Southern Ontario. Moved by Sarah, seconded by Gord, be it resolved that the Township of Red Rock donate $2,500 over a period of 5 years towards the Thunder Bay Regional Health Science Center cardiovascular campaign. All in favor? Okay, so next we have Aqua Management. So if people noticed the last few months, almost 6 months, I guess, we had aqua efficiencies in camera. So what we've been doing is reaching out, besides Aqua, to other municipalities who have Aqua that manages their water, wastewater facilities. So we've discussed, again, efficiencies with them with Red Rock Water and Wastewater. And why is that? It's because we continue to run a deficit year after year, and it's only increasing. We can't continue to run that way anymore. So we've reached out to neighboring communities that have Aqua, and they've stated that it's a benefit. So it's efficient and effective service. They continue to train their staff. There's lots of opportunity for them. The operations and maintenance service that they provide is exceptional. The resource management that they have, right? So they can call a neighboring facility and you get quick access to what they have. The financial and capital planning service that they provide has enhanced their ability to provide safe and reliable services. So tonight, if passed, we're going to pass a resolution that would have the municipality approve an agreement, a negotiating agreement with Aqua to manage our water and wastewater facilities. Does anybody else want to comment?
Yeah, I mean, even going through that, if you look at, like you mentioned, it's the financial planning and the aspects and the reports and condition assessment, infrastructure planning, it's a lot. It's a lot that comes through and at a cost savings.
I'd like to point out that we will receive assurances from the provincial agency that provides the service. It'll be on top of everything and will provide a lot of immediate responses that we require, perhaps even preparing ourselves before we have a need. So I'm certainly in favor of it.
I don't have specifics to what the agreement would be because that is still ongoing, but we are moving forward in this way. It's all about efficiencies. It's about, remember, this is our water and our wastewater. We at least need to try and break even. This council is doing its best to try to move the community forward and make itself in a good operating position. So I believe next council meeting, which is January, maybe the 18th, we will have more, and they'll have a breakdown for everybody to see. So moved by Gord Muir, seconded by Cam Tedesco, be it resolved that the Township of Red Rock has approved the process of negotiating an agreement with Aqua in the management of water and wastewater facilities. All in favor? Okay, new business. So the Christmas light contest. So I believe November 30th, I had a quick thought because I seen everybody else doing some kind of Christmas light contest in their communities. So a quick conversation with council, we decided that we wanted to initiate something. So I felt I had some closer relationships with some businesses to try and get donations. with it being COVID and all of that, we still wanted to support the businesses, not just take their donations. So whatever they donated for first place, the township matched and spread it over the second and third place winners. So anyways, I picked up all the donations and I paid for the second and third place. So this resolution is just to get reimbursed. So township portion, I believe, is
$320.
320, and first place prize was valued at pretty close to $400, which was all donated from local businesses. So it's greatly appreciated from everybody, and I believe it was quite successful. I'm glad that we had little kids choose the winners, right? So there's no picking favorites, and I hope that we can continue this in the next coming years. So moved by Sarah Park, second by Gord Muir, be it resolved that the council approve the donation of $320 to the Christmas light contest. All in favor?
Mayor Darkis, has there been prizes awarded?
Yes.
And to whom?
First place was Terry and Grant Landry. Second place was Guy and Tina Simmons on the highway, Big Grinch. And third place was Patty Westerman and Bill Avis in Red Rock. Yeah. And I don't want to say her name wrong. Cooper and Lena Jean were the judges of the contest. And they had great fun, I guess. So there's nothing in camera. So before we end, I just want to add, so we know that there's new restrictions advertised today. So province-wide shutdown December 26th at 12:01 a.m. And it will be re-evaluated after 14 days in Northern Ontario. Southern Ontario is locked down for 28 days. So the town office, besides being open the next couple days, they're closed the 24th. Next week, they're open the 29th and 30th, and I believe it's still at appointment only, but call and email just to make sure. The weight room will close December 26th, and again, we will follow public health guidelines. Red Pebbles Cafe will operate pickup only after, as of the 26th. The library will run as it always has been, so their Christmas shut is December 24th to January 4th, and then they'll offer curbside again. So, and if anything changes, the township will notify the public. So from all of us at council, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Please wear your mask, sanitize, and social distance. Stay in your bubble. Stay safe, and we'll see everyone in the new year. Thank you.